New tonight at 10, another Stevens Point parent has come forward accusing the superintendent of threatening her about a student-employee incident.
This comes after we brought you one mother's similar story. Tiffany Meyer says administrators never informed her what happened between her 7-year-old special needs son and a male staff member. She also says the superintendent threatened her with a lawsuit when her brother posted a description of the situation on our News Channel 7 Facebook page. Now, a police report from nearly 2 years ago has surfaced alleging a male teacher had an inappropriate relationship with a female student, but those involved were never told of the outcome.
Tonight only on News Channel 7, Madeline Anderson continues her investigation into how the district handled the incident.
If these allegations are true, they pose serious questions about the actions of Superintendent Attila Wenninger and whether he's trying to sweep any kind of controversy surrounding the school district under the rug. In January of 2011, a SPASH graduate files a complaint with Stevens Point police, accusing her former teacher of sexual harassment. The teen tells an officer the teacher showed up at her home on her birthday, asked her to sleep in a tent alone with him on a camping trip, and said he loved her, all while she was his student.
Because nothing physically happened, there is no criminal charge.
This woman says the victim confided in her about what happened. Although law enforcement couldn't do anything, she assumed the school district would. She wants to remain anonymous, but says she needs to share what followed when she asked the superintendent about the teacher's employment status. In a private meeting with Mr. Wenninger, she says he became increasingly defensive.
Put his fist down on the table and leaned across the table and pointed his finger at me and said if I dared to try to attack one of his teachers, that I would suffer the consequences.
Frustrated and scared, she stops looking for answers.
So have you ever learned what has happened with him?
No. I've never learned. I've never been able to. I've tried a few times to talk to a few school board members, and again, it's confidential.
The school board president confirms the teacher is still working at the high school, but because News Channel 7 does not yet have a copy of his personnel file, we're not naming him at this time. 2 other board members who also want their identities protected say they're not surprised the woman was warned to stay out of it. They say Mr. Wenninger tries to keep the board in the dark as well. At a meeting earlier this year, Mr. Wenninger asked members to vote on his policy that would limit communication between them and the public under the guise of violating the open meetings law. Members do have to be careful when they talk with each other outside of a posted meeting, but there is nothing illegal about speaking to the community. In a unanimous decision, the board denies the proposal, but the 2 members say it's a prime example of the superintendent's efforts to stop anyone from talking about district matters. I reached out to Superintendent Wenninger. He says the accusations are all lies, that he's never threatened anyone ever, and doesn't know why people are saying he has.